playoffs coming. We'll be delving into that a little bit. Of course, with me here, the Dean of Atlanta Sportscasting, Bo Bach. You might remember us from Sports Radio 680 The Fan. Highest numbers in the history of Atlanta Sports Talk Radio.
Highest numbers.
We're ready to do it again. Hey, it's great to see you. Hey, how'd you handle your Christmas? I'm sorry I didn't make it over for Christmas.
Oh, you're cool. Hans not here because he forgot. You were not at Christmas because you forgot.
No, I didn't forget. I just didn't want to come.
Oh.
Because I figured you guys would be liquored up over there. And how many people? Okay, who was the most valuable player of that Christmas party? Who got the most rocked?
Uncle Edward.
Really?
Yeah.
Was he reminiscent of my great uncle Teeny Boy?
Yeah, he was schifoso, and it brought up all the old stories.
Yeah. Uncle Teeny Boy. Somebody made the mistake of getting Uncle Teeny Boy a grill for Christmas, right? So Uncle Teeny Boy comes in, and I said, you're going to need some fluid to get that thing going. Nice charcoal grill.
Yeah.
I said, you need some fluid to get that thing going, right? So he comes in with a big container, plastic container, and I'm like, well, why don't you just get some of the fluid out of the garage? I have some charcoal lighting fluid. He says, no. He says, I got this. Gasoline.
No.
Gasoline.
No, it couldn't be.
Not even kerosene.
No, it couldn't be.
No, gasoline. And we're expecting him to get out of Grady maybe sometime next week. But he went up like
he was killed by tenderloin.
Oh, my God, it was brutal. It was, and the thing was, the explosion sent him right into a Vietnam flashback. So it was a pretty weird day around my house, and I probably couldn't have come anyway because I was the one who was charged with taking him to the hospital.
Oh,
man!
Wow.
But
you make a lot of runs to the hospital. I noticed.
I do.
You had a neighbor 2 weeks ago cut off his fingers in a chainsaw.
Cut off his digits. He can now give me a high 3. Yeah, so it's been a really weird season, and it's not over yet because we have the New Year's coming up, and you know how crazy that can get.
Oh. What are you going to do?
I'm going to actually, I don't go out for amateur night anymore.
No. It's rookie night. Let rookies have one night.
Well, I used to be able to afford to have an attorney on retainer.
Yeah.
And I can't afford that anymore. So it's not a good idea for me to go out.
No, it constricts you.
Yeah. And
you don't, terrible. Hey, Greg Schiano was fired today.
Yeah, Greg Schiano was fired. We didn't see that coming. Going to knock me over with a sledgehammer on that.
Well, I was surprised. I really was surprised. I thought they were getting better. I thought now the fact that he had a quarterback, and I'd always been a Josh Freeman guy, I didn't realize that the kid, had problems. But I always thought he had the tools to be pretty good. But got him a quarterback. They always play a physical brand of football, so I was surprised. In the meantime, we just gave Mike Nolan a 2-year extension.
Yeah, what the hell is that all about?
And if you're going to keep Smitty, you at least have to change your defensive coordinator, because if Smitty's not going to be an electric kind of guy, if he's not going to be a hoop and holler guy, the defensive coordinator is the guy you always look to bring that element to the field. We have the quietest practices in all of the NFL.
Yeah.
It's amazing how we get anything done. And then last week playing the best game we have under Smitty against San Francisco in a losing effort, and then yesterday I thought the most physical game that the offense has played. At least they showed a spark. Of course, 9 sacks, a pick 6. That's what Matt's up against. He's got all these receivers that are playing out of position, and Harry's supposed to run a little bit out and fade to the out, and Matt threw it there, and that's like just a factor of not being used to your guys.
I'm glad you brought that up, because as soon as the game was over, people started going nuts on social media, as they are prone to do, and I'm one of them. I went on and started venting right away too, but I still can't believe how many people are trying to pretend that Matt Ryan is the problem, that he's overpaid. See, he's worth every damn penny.
Oh, man.
He's worth every penny.
People don't understand, like what pro coaches think about Matt Ryan.
They don't understand football.
They don't.
Because if you watch that play, it's obvious what happened on that play. They immediately want to come out and say, all right, 2 weeks in a row, another pick 6 from Matt Ryan. But you watch that play, you know exactly what happened. It was a timing route. He threw the ball to the spot. Nobody in the spot.
Right.
And a quarterback can't do anything about that.
No.
So
so you got 9 sacks, a pick 6, and a phantom snap.
Yeah.
And we'll lose by 1.
Yeah. And how many times, I'm talking about aside from those 9 sacks, wasn't he hit 14 times?
Yeah. Oh,
in addition to the 9 sacks?
Brutal.
He was brutalized in that football game, and still they had a chance to win at the end. Guy's thrown for 4,000 yards again this year with just working with what he has.
Right.
And I just don't understand the reason that people want to come down on that.
It's just the worst sports media town. In fact, yesterday I picked up the paper yesterday, and what's the the lead story is on the right-hand side. The headline story is about the Griffin quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't, that's for the Dunwoody Crier.
Hey, I like the Dunwoody Crier.
That's for the local Griffin creative loafing.
Right.
That's not for the AJC. I mean, isn't it wonderful we're giving all these accolades to high school kids? We don't need that. We've got problems out the yin-yang. If we solve these problems at the top, these kids will get a better example of what it's going to take to win at their level.
Right.
But they never will call anybody out. They just don't know. They have no inclination to do so, nor do they have an inclination to hire anybody who knows the game.
So where do we go from here? Everybody's still wanting to go out and try to do something about the defensive line. To me, you got to address the offensive line before you can do anything. I mean, a lot of people feel like you never draft an offensive lineman. You always get those guys.
This is my biggest. You can't always get those guys, AJ, unless you identify a left tackle who's going to be there for 10 years.
Right.
Like
Exactly.
Mike Kent,
Yeah.
Then fine. Otherwise, it doesn't take talent, athletic ability to step in front of a blitzer. It takes desire. It takes wanting to do it. It takes a toughness.
Yeah.
And those guys are all over the place. Right. Look at Terry here in back of us.
Yeah, Terry can do it.
Hey, Terry.
Terry can do this.
Terry can block.
He can't hear, but he can. He can definitely get in front of somebody.
Yeah.
But as the Jeff quarterback has proven, you don't have to be able to hear to play good football.
No.
Yeah. So I'm ready for this to finish up the college bowl season, which has been really kind of crappy so far.
It's been really, I think, less of a luster than any previous years. I think it's really this game with Georgia Tech and Ole Miss, which is going on right now as we're recording this, is about as good as it's been so far as far as a matchup is concerned, or something that you want to see. Navy and Middle Tennessee, I mean, they've all been like that.
And remember, you already know the outcome of this game as you're watching this video, so no spoilers for us, please. No spoilers for us. We're watching it as it happens. But there's still a couple.
Don't call them. Don't text me. Don't text me and tell me what happened.
There's still a couple of intriguing games coming up, though, even with the bowl season being what it has been so far. Of course, you have Georgia and Nebraska coming up. It's going to be a replay. I really think it's going to be a replay of last year because the teams really haven't changed much.
Yeah.
You're basically looking at the same thing. Of course, you have Hudson Mason playing for the Dogs. You got a team in Nebraska that hasn't shown that they can do anything through the air because, I mean, they lost Frazier.
Right.
And that lost their dual threat gone.
Yeah.
Then they have a guy who's thrown 7 touchdowns and 7 interceptions, and he's averaging somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 yards a game. Talk about anemic.
The only thing that I want to see in that game is I'm compelled to watch Todd Grantham, just so I can get ticked off at this guy's inability to coordinate a defense, to come up with a plan, to do anything. Maybe this will be the first game where, let's say, a Nebraska offense has to do something in relationship to what we're doing defensively.
Right.
In other words, we never carry the day. Offenses never have to adjust to what Georgia's defense is doing. We always adjust to what they're doing. And we'll have to go for 40. Hudson Mason will have to go for 40 because even Nebraska will put up 32, for crying out loud.
Even without throwing the ball. I mean, they have Amir Abdullah, who is one of the top 10 running backs in the nation. And what's this guy averaging? Somewhere in the neighborhood of 140 yards a game. So it's pretty simple when you look at it.
Right.
You got to, stop or at least limit that guy, make him put the ball up. You know you can make hay against their quarterback if you get the ball in the air. It seems simple.
Right.
But
you give Todd Grantham the problem of stopping a running game, and he'll do whatever he does when he has a problem in any area of the game, and that is go into a soft zone.
Right. Yeah.
Cool.
What are you telling me? That doesn't work? Hey, are you looking forward to watching Hudson Mason coming into a game with a full time to prepare for it?
Yeah.
I love the way this kid stepped up against Georgia Tech.
Yeah, no, he's a beauty, and Mark Richt was a little bit surprised that he had the quivering sphincter because he's as far as in practice and being a stand-up quarter. I mean, he's as accurate as Aaron Murray is. He's got an arm as good or better than Aaron Murray.
He's always said that those guys were neck and neck.
Right.
And it was, and Murray wasn't going to lose his job over that whole deal. But these obviously, I wouldn't say he's as good as Aaron Murray. Where would you put Aaron Murray in the all-time in the crop of quarterbacks that's come out of Georgia?
Out of Georgia?
Yeah. Had to think about that. I had to give you one you had to think about. For
Well,
a minute.
the name that always pops up is David Green because he put up so many numbers. But David Green couldn't play at the next level, and I think Aaron Murray can play at the next level. David just didn't have enough fast twitch, and Aaron Murray does. Aaron Murray is going to be a better pro than I think 90% of the Georgia population expects him to have.
Well, again, it comes back to watching football games. A lot of those people say he can't make it to the next level purely because of size.
Right.
And I just think that's a bunch of bullshit.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that's why Russell Wilson was taken where he was taken purely because of size. And look, he was one of the most dynamic quarterbacks in the NFL. Of course, Aaron Murray doesn't have his eludability and escapability, but he may be just as intelligent.
Well, you give me a quarterback with some smarts any day, and let's watch what the guy
And
does.
you got a smart quarterback.
And you got a smart quarterback. And you know what? No one. And he has a wonderful singing voice, and no one can ever take that away from him.
You can't deny that.
Yeah.
You can't deny that.
Because I don't know. You've played some football. You pulled on. You did some Citadel action, some Miami. You know what it's like when a quarterback, or even if you play defense, when your captain comes in, your play caller, and he starts to sing to you to kind of calm you down.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Because you're antsy in the huddle. And all of a sudden, he'll break into just a classic ditty.
Oh.
Some little Nat King Cole type of thing. It mellow the boys out, and you're able to hear the signals.
The guy we had, Monty Hooker.
Yeah, Monty.
Monty, yeah.
Who would forget Monty?
Yeah, Monty Hooker. He used to get us in the huddle, and things would get quiet, and he would just lean into us and go, "Last chance, last dance for love." And everybody would, and then,
right. And then the guys would break the huddle like that.
And we go to the line of scrimmage like,
bum, ba-bum, ba-bum,
like this.
Yeah, I can dig it. People underestimate, the power of audio.
Yeah. Now we still lost games 64-3.
Yeah, but the hell with it.
But you know what? We were loose.
Make any difference.
We were loose.
That does not make any. It reminds me of Joe Montana. You know the old story about him in the Super Bowl. They were down there driving for the winning score, and he's like in the huddle. He's kneeling down, looks up, and says, "Hey guys, look over there. Isn't that John Candy?" And it was John Candy in the stands.
And he says, "Let's do this."
Yeah,
exactly. I'm always getting phone calls over here. I'm going to take a look also at the matchups coming up in the NFL. I'm looking forward to the NFL playoffs, even though the Falcons didn't make it.
Yeah, the NFL playoffs should be pretty good.
The game between Philadelphia and the Saints. Bad news for the Saints going on the road like that, playing with one of the hottest teams.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the hottest team in the NFL.
If I got to pick it, I'm picking the Saints right now.
Are you really?
I think I am. Yeah.
You're going to pick the Saints?
I just can't believe in Philadelphia. But that LaShawn McCoy, oh my goodness gracious, what a great back.
Oh yeah, and plus Nick Foles, man.
Yeah, he just doesn't make mistakes.
I've become a believer. When people first started jumping on his bandwagon earlier on in the year, I was just sitting back going, okay, just wait.
Yeah. I just want to wait and just see what kind of packages Sean Payton dials up against him. And see what happened. They were a playoff hardened team. It just seems like too much too soon for Philadelphia. And I've got a thing about Chip Kelly too.
What did you think about Chip Kelly?
Well, the fact that he came in behind the coach there in Oregon and came behind him and got him out of there and got the
dirty dealings.
Yeah, you don't do that. That's not it.
Ill-gotten gains. Ill-gotten gains.
Yeah.
The thing about the Saints, though, even though they have been a different team on the road all year long, is the fact that, and a lot of people don't put stock in this, but you take a guy like Sean Payton and get to a playoff scenario, and he really is an intangible,
right.
when you get into a playoff race, a playoff
No,
hunt.
I think so.
So maybe you're right. I still got Philadelphia winning this game. And you know what? And it's not based on. I know that they're on the come and they're Johnny come lately, but I still got Philadelphia winning this game based on pure. I don't think they can be beat at home at this point.
Who do you have going?
What's that?
Who do you have going to the bowl? Soup.
Carolina and Denver.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got Seattle and Denver.
You got Seattle? I have a feeling about Carolina. And here's where Here's where Bo tells me why I'm wrong, and I'm going to just talk him down. Here's where the dean of Atlanta sportscasting is going to look like an amateur facing up against the Cannon.
You know, I'm starting to have a pretty good feeling about Cam Newton. I was like so skeptical, and so and then they did another thing last night. I don't know if you were watching after the game on the field as the cameras were rolling, and they had the camera on Gonzo, and Cam Newton came up to him and said, I just want to tell you, you've been a great role model for guys like me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I said, well done. Good for you, Cam.
Oh, he's a class act.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know if he was. I didn't know, if he was a crazy kid or what.
I wanted to hate Cam Newton.
Yeah.
When he was in college, I did hate Cam Newton. And there's an obvious reason for that, because he was kicking everybody's ass. I'm a Georgia fan. I wasn't digging that too much. So I was jumping on if there were any rumors about what came out of Florida, I was jumping on it.
Right.
And all the stuff about money changing hands. Wanted to hate him. And I did a great job.
You did good.
I did a great job hating the kid. And then he comes into the league, and he performs better than, I don't think anybody projected him to perform that well. Even the people in Carolina who drafted him didn't see that happening that quickly.
Got a great arm. Can be a little scatter arm from time to time, but then winning that game last week on the final drive, gets the ball back with seconds to go, makes 3 incredible throws under pressure, and wins the game.
Which is, he did in that game last week what those are the kind of games that lead you along to becoming a great quarterback.
Right.
That's the kind of thing you can build on. I didn't think when he came into the league he was going to have the presence that he has on the field.
I didn't either.
But he can run a team. And I have to give him all the credit in the world. And it
seems like those guys like him.
Yeah.
That Lawrence of Arabia look, I don't dig that so much.
Why not?
I just don't like it.
See,
I just don't go for that. Come on. Anybody that's got a deal, I don't like that.
It's slimming. What's the matter with you?
I don't like that.
It's amazing that you would say you don't like that look.
It goes over in the side, immediately the towel over the head. At least it's not over his face like it used to be. Be aware, and just every single time, stop already. What is that? What does that mean?
You're coming down on him for that.
That means that's like basketball play. Basketball players, as soon as the game's over, take their shirt off on the court.
Yeah.
What is that? Well, how about a guy comes out of the game? They did it for about 3 years, and not so much anymore. Guy comes out of the game, pulls his shirt out of his pants. What is that?
Yeah.
What is that? Why do we do it? Why are you doing that?
And why is that allowed? And when I played Pee-wee basketball for the boys club, I used to take off my shorts before I came off the court, and I used to catch heat for that kind of thing.
Really?
Yeah. And now these guys, and the women, if you're talking about women's soccer, they can take off their stuff and show their junk anytime they want to. Me, a little kid, I don't have anything that's intimidating. They want to come down to me.
Life is just not fair.
Well, that was life at the Gates County Correctional Facility for boys. It wasn't right.
What did you get for Christmas?
At the Gates County. What's that?
What did you get for Christmas, Timmy?
I got to have I got an American Girl doll.
Yeah, American Girl doll.
Yes, and I got the American Girl doll, and I can play with it all by myself like a big boy does it.
Really?
Yes, and I sang some songs.
You sang songs?
Jesus loves me, this I know.
Okay, Timmy, thanks. Thank you.
And then and I have my my cousin is Jew kid.
Yeah.
And he just all he did was he spin this thing all the time.
Like a dreidel?
I don't know, but it was stupid.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
And he didn't get no presents because my Uncle Teeny Boy said that he's a godless heathen.
Really?
Yes. But I have got the toys.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Anyway, what did you really get for Christmas?
I had some shirts and
Always get shirts.
got some stationery.
You got a jacket?
Got some stationery that says bbock on it. Very cool.
bbock.com?
As opposed to AJ Cannon giving it to me. That wouldn't be right.
I was going to get you a present, but I couldn't afford it.
No, that's all right.
I got my tablet.
Yeah.
that I brought with me that I can.
Oh, you know what I got?
What?
I got an electric toothbrush.
Oh, it's about time you got some dental equipment. I got my. I've been trying to cut down on my smoking.
What is that?
This is my vapor. You do vaping, and
It's like a proctology
this whole table
exam
of all these folks over here have we have
Really?
pretty much the same unit, except for mine's a little bit bigger because I'm compensating for something.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I was just telling these folks they noticed that mine was a little bigger, and I told them I can't afford the freaking sports car.
No. So there it is.
I get a little bit, but you can actually use one of these on an aeroplane.
Really? Mm-hmm. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Really?
It's water vapor. Oh, come on over here if we're gonna. We gotta get you.
No.
We gotta get you the microphone.
No. You did
It's
it
too late.
again.
Hey, come on.
You did it again.
Come on. This is what we do. Come on.
My question.
Come over here. Come over here.
What's your
Over
question?
here.
Come in the middle.
This is my question.
Okay, question away.
Look, I'm a Tampa Bay fan all day, left and right. But I live here in Atlanta. And I like the Falcons. I really do. But this is my question for the Falcons. Mike Smith, love him. I think he's a great coach. When are we going to address this offensive line?
Great
they got
question.
nothing.
I don't know. I mean, they
Why?
they kept him under double digits for sacks in this last game.
Yeah. They didn't get 10
I don't
sacks.
think so.
They didn't get 10
They didn't get
sacks.
10 sacks. They got 9.
Yeah.
9
They got
sacks.
9 sacks.
Really?
Yeah. That could have been.
I mean, Matt Ryan's a great quarterback. I mean, we got screwed. I mean, I'm a Tampa Bay fan. When I say we, I mean, Atlanta's a great team.
You know, they fired the
Julio
coach today.
Jones.
You know?
Who? Yeah. Tampa
Shanahan,
Bay?
yeah.
Yeah. And the general manager. I think it had to be done. But for the Falcons, I think they have a great team. They have a great structure. My question is, when are they going to address the offensive line?
They're not. That would make it too easy. See, why would you want to run roughshod over the opposition? You don't want to do that.
Oh.
You want to make it competitive.
Why make it hurtful?
Exactly. Arthur wants to entertain the fans with good games, and if they were to come with giant linemen, full of piss and vinegar, it would make it too easy.
I like the way you
Fair
approach the game. I love the way you approach the game. Because
Can we talk about Steven Jackson? Great player, don't get me wrong, but he's over the edge.
He's over the edge.
Well, he's old.
No, he did fall.
He's old.
He's talking about on the loading dock. You read that story.
Fair enough. Let's get a running back.
All right, good.
Okay, well,
All right,
we will
fair
address
enough.
these
All right,
things.
good seeing
Okay.
you. Thank
We'll
you.
address these
Sorry.
things.
All right,
No,
that's good. It was good. Thank you.
Very well done. Holy smokes! I got something to eat. They're throwing stuff at us. It's just like the old days. Only in our case, it was CNN Center. They was tossing sandwiches against the glass. It's a hamburger sliding down the glass. All right, Steven Jackson. We know that
Yeah.
he's
Well,
past
we got
his
2
prime.
games
He's
out of
gassed.
Stevens. Well, I don't think so. You know what? It's like that's the risk you run when you get an older running back. And he was not older when we got him. But he showed last week and he showed this week what he can do. He was not able to do it early in the, and that's the gamble you take when you bring in an older running back.
Well, because of the circumstances, they probably had to use them in ways they really didn't intend to. A little bit, and
They didn't use him because it wasn't available.
well, that's true. And the offensive line, when he was available, we can't. Everything comes back to that. The way the defense has played, as far as the heart they've shown in the past few games. Mike Nolan aside, first of all, I think that's also.
AJ, we played one physical game in Mike Smith's tenure here. One physical game. That was a week ago against San Francisco. Our offense yesterday showed some energy and a spark for the first time, other than Matt Ryan and the receivers.
We saw some energy out of the defense too.
A little bit. But we don't run to the whistle. We don't gang tackle. We don't rough anybody up. No, it's wrong. It's not right. And the problem is, when you have Arthur and Rich McKay being his right-hand man and the guy who's got his ear the most, Rich doesn't know anything.
Yeah,
Rich is the football sage who gave us Bobby Petrino.
Well,
I mean, he likes to be the fair-haired boy in a 3-piece suit and doing his stuff with the league, and that's all nice. He's an ambassador. He's not a football guy.
and as far as Mike Nolan goes, getting his 2-year extension, people coming out of the woodwork with me this past week saying you got to give the guy some credit for what he's done past goals. How about, I don't give the guy any credit for doing what he should have been doing all year. He finally dials up a couple of blitzes, and now this guy.
Right. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. I'm done.
Have you had enough?
I've had enough.
You see, you used to be able to work with me, and we do 4 hours of radio. Now you sit with me for a half hour, and you've had it.
Well, that was because you told stories. You had stuff going on.
Yeah, but now I'm tired. I'm old. I'm worn down by life.
You've had a tough life.
All right.
Haven't we all?
Well, we're going to try it again next. Hey, be careful this New Year's because people are going to be out there getting stupid.
Yeah, it's rookie night out. So go out, be home by 9 o'clock, watch the ball drop. We don't even get to make fun of Dick Clark anymore. Rest his soul.
No, we can still make fun of him, but it's just not too soon. Is it too soon?
Yeah, it is. Who's the guy from Atlanta?
Well, how about Ryan Seacrest?
Ryan Seacrest. Dunwoody High School.
We can make fun of that caballero.
Yeah. We'll see you, everybody. Have a good Happy New Year.
I'm going to put some pot in this.